Hey, welcome to Wolf's Watch. I'm Wolf. We are live here in Houston, Texas. Thanks for joining us. This is 21st Century Television, live and interactive. So bring your questions. I'm watching the comments. I wanted to share this location with you because you see this big tower, whoa, right there in the background. That's the monument that was put in place to mark the spot where Texans defeated Santa Anna, the self-described emperor of Mexico at the time. He was reviled in Mexico. Most of the northern states had rebelled against him because he had suspended the Constitution, was in the process of attempting to implement a dictatorship, and Texas had declared itself independent. Now, the location of that particular act is close by, relatively speaking, just about an hour and a half drive, 2 hour drive from here. Wanted to come to this location while in Houston, though, to share this with you because there's so much history here. Just over yonder. That's an Ohio term. It means over there. And so over yonder, you've got the site where Santa Anna was finally defeated after the bloody event at the Alamo in San Antonio. This is also a hugely important trade area. You can see behind me here. This is the brackish water of Galveston Bay, where the Pacific Ocean, the Gulf of Mexico, more specifically, meets the river that feeds into the rivers that feed into the ocean here. And there's just so much history. There's so much to see here. Watching the ferry come back and forth here, ferrying people over to Lynchburg. We're looking at the history of this in the early 1800s, beginning in 1836, when trade started coming in. Early oil exploration happened in the 19th century. And you have the driving through the silence of the battlefield and thinking, what must that have been like? Because not really what I would consider good, not that I'm an expert, right? Not that I'm an expert, but not what I would personally consider good land to be having a massive battle on, given that you're talking mostly horse and wagon and foot soldiers. A lot of marshland here. We are adjacent to Louisiana, famous for the bayous, but guess what? Those bayous cross over into East Texas as well. So there's a lot of that kind of marshy bayou land. Have brackish water here. You can see the ferry in the background, or maybe not. There's a ferry coming. We'll catch part of that here in a minute. There's all kinds of oil refineries all over the place now that are helping power the state of Texas and power the nation. And it's just, it makes me think about how you have those clusters of activity, clusters of excellence. I had someone at dinner recently when I was in Dallas was talking about how there was this cluster of leaders that made such a huge difference in a certain area in business. And keep walking with me here. Come on, let's walk and talk. And it reminded me of a story that Huell Hauser had told on one of his episodes for his History of California, where we had the founder of Taco Bell, the founder of Del Taco, and the founder of Stater Brothers all lived on the same block growing up together. They were childhood friends. What creates that kind of center of excellence in an area like that? How it creates like a positive vortex of excellence, of making stuff happen in a very positive way. So who's your power vortex? Who's your positive vortex? Who do you hang out with that helps create that? Who brings you up in a level? I had an up-level lunch today, or brunch, with the one and only Eric Flournoy. Eric, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to meet with me, to sit down and break bread. He's part of vortex of positiveness, of accountability that I'm involved with. We've known each other for 3 years online, and we finally got a chance to meet face to face in Katy, Texas, just east of Houston. And we had this just fantastic sit down, and the conversation from heart to heart about what are we doing as men to be better, as men to be better servants, to give to others, to help others, to uplift others, and how that plays out in our lives and what we're learning along our journey of specifically that, the journey on the inside. He gave me this hat right here. So always be sure, look him up. You can find this online, streaming online too, 105.7 FM, for a great message of salvation. And we all have our message of salvation. I don't, bear with me for a second. Hold that thought and bear with me for a second because we all, I don't know about you, but I make mistakes. I'll speak for myself. You're human, so I'm guessing this will probably apply to you. If you think it does, please put it in the comments. I would like to hear that story. I make mistakes. How do I overcome those mistakes? How do I set that right with the people that are affected by those mistakes? How do I get beyond the emotion that I carry with me because I know I screwed up? I know I fell short. I know I could have done better. Now, this is very relevant to you as a business leader, to you as a leader of your family, to you as a leader in any position. And I tell you what, if you're watching Wolf's Watch, you're likely a leader, right? Because this is who is part of the conversation. It's a conversation of leaders, high-performing leaders, making stuff happen, moonshot goals. Let's fix homelessness. Let's fix the education system. Let's restore a culture of accountability and self-reliance to the United States. Let's do the big goals. Let's not mess around with the short stuff. Life's too small, too short to play small. Life is too short to play small. So we're having those kind of conversations. So we surround ourselves with those kind of people like Eric and I do. Mike Jones, who I got a chance to break bread with last night and check in on, oh man, it's just to enjoy the incredible serenity of Sam. I'm going to goof this up now. I can't now. I'm getting emotional and I can't think of the name. Massive lake, biggest lake in Texas. If you know what it is, put it in the comments here. Come on now. Stay with me on the conversation. Be part of the conversation. Don't be a spectator. This is not for spectators. This is for you, the participants. Walking with me walking with you, all of us standing shoulder to shoulder, especially the men. So I'm talking to you, guy, buddy. You know, and as a woman, if you're watching this, women are strong leaders too. And I stand with you, need you standing with me. This is particularly for the guys for the moment, okay? So, buddy, as you're watching this, who are you standing with where you have those kind of experiences? Sam Rayburn Lake. You know, the beautiful serenity of that. Another strong leader in his own right. Get to talk with him, even though he's recovering from a major surgery. Makes time to fix dinner, sit down, break bread, enjoy sitting by the lake and just enjoying the sound of the birds, the whispering of the wind in the trees. Just like get the sound of the flag flying back here behind us, whispering in the palms, sound of the water rustling by. Now, who do you hang out with that are like that? Or with my good friends Tommy and Tammy in Dallas. I went to dinner a few nights ago. Or the people that I spent 4 days with, like George Mayfield and his incredible bride, Lauren. And many others. Start naming people. I'm going to miss a lot of you, and forgive me for that, Woody. Talking to you, my friend. So I got people around me, and it's like, what am I doing to be better as a person? Because, and this comes back to the leadership point, it's deeply personal. Leadership is deeply personal. And several people go, yeah, but what's all the constantly working on ourselves and deep dives on this, becoming better at that, and raising our emotional intelligence, our EQ, emotional quotient. Why? Because the better you are as a person, the more effectively you can lead. The better you are at empathy, not sympathy, but empathy, so you can understand, have a heart for the other person. The more effectively you can connect with them, the better you can communicate with them, which is crucial to being a leader, to being an effective leader, to being a high-performing leader. The better you do that, the better you can lead. So it's me, my journey has been the better I understand myself, the more effectively I can lead. The more I work on becoming a better man, the more effectively I can lead. I've made more mistakes than I have successes. As a leader, you're probably in the same boat. It's the successes that count. And I'm grateful for the things that I no longer view as failures, but as did not get the result I wanted. And I've learned lessons from that, which make me a better man, which gives me more stories, means I can communicate more effectively with more people because I've got more stories to pull out of my hat. Thought I was going to say something else, didn't you? And be able to share that with people. Check out the ship in the background. Isn't that cool? To be able to go places like right here on Galveston Bay on the battlefield where the Texans defeated Santa Ana and think about what was learned from that. What I learned from my life, what would it have been like to stand with those men and women in those days? And, you know, and what are we doing? What are you doing with the time you've got? to make that kind of mark on history, to make that kind of change. Because why not? What else is there to do? What else are you going to do with your time? You're going to play small? If you do, okay, that's fine. More than happy to support you in your endeavor. If you want to play big, then you need to be part of this conversation. This is only for the people that came to play, my friend. We're here to play and not play small. Go big or go home. And I'll tell you what, home is too far away. And that's quite literal for me standing here in Houston when home for now is in Los Angeles. Right? Home too far to go. If I want to take my toys, head that direction, that's too long. So I'm going to play. Where I'm at, I'm going to find the other people that are ready to play. Play big. You want to do something big? You got a moonshot goal? Tell me what it is. I'll support you in that. And you'd be surprised at the people that I've been connected to over the years that'd be willing to, if it aligns with what they're doing, to play big with you, to help you in that endeavor, to connect you with people that are helping that endeavor. That's what I've been doing in Texas. Touring around, seeing people, making connections, talking about how we can do big stuff. How do we spread a message of salvation so that people that need it can hear it, can make use of it, change their lives, like so many of us have done, so that people that have substance abuse problems can find a better way. All right. Yes, I'm on my soapbox today, but it's been one of those kind of couple of weeks. All right. I've been on the road for a week and 3 days now, almost 10 days. Going to be on the road for a little bit more. Wish you were here. We should be sitting out here. Should be a table full of us sitting right over here talking about how are we going to do that? How are we going to help solve homelessness? How are we going to help solve education problems so that our next generations have the basic skills that they need, know how to think critically, know how to stand on their own feet. They have the self-reliance. Check out this bird flying in the background. Got to enjoy the journey, my friends. They have the self-reliance that brings the confidence that they can pursue the work that's on their heart in life, and that they have the self-esteem to be able to reach out and go, I need help with this, because it's not their gift. They need to bring someone else in, right? That as a business owner, one of the hardest things you have to do is hire people that are way better at what they do than you are, so that you can scale up your company, so you can expand your reach, so you can serve more. That's what entrepreneurship is about. Entrepreneurs, you as an entrepreneur are part of the greatest force for good on planet Earth. Shows in the numbers, shows people's lives, shows in the happiness that people have. Excuse me. Getting emotional here. The happiness that people have when they've got opportunities and they can see hope for the future for not just themselves, but the next generation and the generation after that. You want to play intergenerational? Let's see it in the comments. Step up. We will find a whole bunch of people that'll be with you on that. I want to hear what it is. What do you want to do that's going to impact the next 3 generations? What are you going to do that, like a Japanese company that I had as a client, won't mention their name so I can tell this story. You've probably heard it before. If you've been watching Wolf's Watch for any length of time, I'm going to tell it again because it's relevant. They talk about what are people going to be saying about their company in 400 years? How would you like to compete against someone like that? Well, guess what? You are. So you want to compete against, or you want to be part of? I'd say let's be part of. I am. I'm already in that. Door's open. Holding the door open for you to be part of that too. And I'm not saying do what I'm doing, come alongside my mission. I'll share what my mission is, but I want to hear what yours is, and where our missions and values overlap, then let's help each other. Right? I'll help. I'll do what I can to help you in your endeavors when they are aligned to my goals, which is create a culture of self-reliance in the United States of America, so that our next generations have the skills that they need to build the foundation of self-confidence that's required to have a massive impact on the world around them and the next 3 generations following them, so they can think critically. That brings in the education component, so they have roofs over their heads. That's the homelessness component. So I'm aligned with people that are working on those issues, up in the game there. And I do it by surrounding myself with men like Eric Flournoy, who helped me up my game today. with people like Mike Jones, who yesterday helped me up my game and has for a long time. We've been friends for a long time. Eric, I've known for 3 years, and across those 3 years, he's played that same role. He's been part of the people around me that are helping me constantly up my game. Like my friends Tommy and Tammy, what an awesome couple. They help me up my game. I'm there for them when they have questions and issues and challenges in life speed. And there's many others. Ken Walls. Eric, how you doing, my friend? Thank you for the comment. Thank you for the text. This sunlight, I'm sorry, as you're commenting, I'm having a hard time reading the screen because it's bright sun out here. It's a beautiful day. Check out the ferry cruising along, pick up another round of cars. And I got to tell you what, I don't know what your belief system is, but I will tell you this much: standing here talking with you in this beautiful backdrop, battlefield just over there, monument to the defeat of Santa Ana by the Texans over there, Galveston Bay waterway that leads inland, right here, watching the boats, ships come through, the sound of the wind, palm trees they got in the park here, and this water lapping up against the shore. I'm feeling very grateful. Very grateful for the opportunity to talk with you. Glad you're walking and talking with me, and just grateful. You know, some days, every day is just a good day to be alive, isn't it? Some days I actually appreciate it. This is one of those days, and I'm glad to share that with you. Now check this out: the Nordic Ann coming in. Love watching that. Doesn't do anything to really show you the scale of that ship back there, but we should be here talking about how you're going to have a big impact, how we're going to help you with that, how we're going to support you with that, and how you're going to support others with theirs so that we can all leave the world a better place. Not just for us and our families, but for the next 3 generations of everybody's families. And make sure that we work with others, that we mentor other youngsters that are coming up so that they turn around and do the same. Imagine the impact that would have. Can you envision that? Think about that for a moment. Now, take a second, envision that, and just enjoy the background. Hey, thanks for being here with me today. I got some notes I got to write up, a few phone calls I got to make. We're making stuff happen. You know, to be part of that journey. That's fine if you're on a different path. It's okay. But I'm talking to you. You know you've got a moonshot going. So come on. Step up. Talk to me. Talk to the other people that are around me. We'll help you with that. And then we'll spend an afternoon sitting at one of these kind of picnic tables over here. And maybe may not be right here in Galveston Harbor. Who knows? Let's see if I can get that. Oh, over there. There we go. More blooper reel stuff, eh? But may not be right here in Galveston Harbor. It would be really cool because there's a lot to see, a lot of stuff to play and do. You know, maybe it'll be in the Grand Canyon while we're whitewater rafting. Maybe it will be while we're out with the ever intrepid John Limbacher talking about the state of the art for marketing to scale up your business. A couple other high performers like you while we're catching some dang big fish. And that's a catch and eat program, by the way. That is not a catch and release program while we're out on the ocean. Do some marketing planning, some how to automate with artificial intelligence so you can scale up with one of the top marketers on the globe while having a lot of fun reeling in the big fish. Maybe something like that. What's your druther? Let me know. You know, I'm just the only thing that I regret right now is that you're not standing right here on this pier with me so that we can have the kind of conversation that I've had repeatedly with people over the last 10 days. Amazing. It's just a start. Love watching the birds floating on the thermals in the air. What are you doing today? This is the alt office for today. You know, I talk about the alt office. Today's alt office is here on the pier in Galveston Harbor, surrounded by the history of the Texans defeating right over there on that battlefield Santa Ana, opening up the ships in the port here even more, coming in through the Gulf of Mexico into Galveston Harbor and on into Houston and other. And heck, man, we're bumped right up against Louisiana here too. Don't miss it. Don't miss it next time. Okay. I'm going to go. I'm just standing on my soapbox at this point, sharing some time with you. Always appreciate the opportunity to walk and talk. Thanks for being part of Wolf Watch. I'm Wolf. I will see you on the trail.